to stop the cycle of teenage pregnancies?
That's so difficult to even talk about. In my heart, I think I have a solution, and I know now it may rub people the wrong way. But I believe that teenage pregnancy cannot be stopped by programs. It has to be morals, and morals come from God. And somewhere along the line, the black family kind of strayed away from that, and I believe we need it.
You say the moral values have changed.
Oh, yes. It's morally acceptable to have babies. It was not morally acceptable years ago. That's hurting the black family.
What I hear you saying is that even though racism may have brought about these circumstances, even though society may have created conditions that are terrible, you're saying you have to be responsible. You have to practice discipline and self-restraint.
That's right. We are destroying ourselves. Now, it might have been motivated and plotted and seeded with racism, but we're content to be in this well now, okay? We're just content to be in this mud, and we need to get out of it. There aren't any great white people running around in this block tearing up stuff. It's us. We've got to stop doing that.
Does the civil rights movement, which came to its peak in the 60s, have anything to say to this?
The civil rights to the young people now is a foreign word. What does it really mean to them? They don't have any knowledge about it.
The issue now is different, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I'm quite sure it is. If Martin Luther King were alive, he would not be talking about the things I think he was talking about, labor and all that. I think he'd be talking about the black family.
And you're worried about the survival of the black family. You think it's precarious?
I think it's going to be an endangered species.
Jay is here also. And we also have 5 other men who have multiple children with different women. That these men collectively have 87 children, that includes Jay, with 50 different women.
It's a pretty disturbing epidemic.
It is beyond catastrophic.
Almost 3/4 of black children.
It's at an alarming rate in the African American community.
It is a crisis.
It's devastating.
The 72% number.
72%.
72%.
72%.
72%.
More than 72% of children in the African American community are born out of wedlock. That means absent fathers.
I wish I'd had a father who was around and involved.
In 1965, Daniel Patrick Moynihan in his report said that 29% of African American children being born into out-of-wedlock households was a travesty. So if 29% is a travesty in 1965, what is 72% in 2013?
Sociologists, historians, lawyers, and every other professional under the sun, they're studying to try to find out why exactly is this statistic so high.
72% of children being born to in African American communities to single parents is a frightening number.
If you're a gay black man in America today, your risk of contracting HIV is 1 in 2.
In the United States, as quiet as it's kept, 1 in 5 HIV infections actually occurs amongst women. And the majority of those women are black women who are infected with HIV. What the data shows is that when you compare Black women and white women who are infected with HIV, the Black women who become infected with HIV actually have fewer sexual partners, are more likely to use condoms, and yet are more likely to become infected with HIV because there's more HIV in the communities in which they're having sex.
But why is it young Black men that are primarily involved in these heinous crimes? Why is it? Why is it? People often tell me, oh, it ain't all Black people. Of course it's not. There's tons of Black people that ain't involved in this. But why is there a higher percentage of our young Black men who are involved in these heinous crimes?
Coverage now, according to Shreveport police statistics, African American men account for more than 90% of the arrests made for violating the city's saggy pants ordinance.
Please welcome Cynthia back to The Maury Show. Now, Cynthia has mixed feelings about returning to the show to find the father of her 4-year-old son, Michael, you see. On one hand, Cynthia feels, look at Michael. Michael's now 4. She feels ashamed that she has already DNA tested 6 men. But on the other hand, Cynthia says she's hopeful that the 7th man, whose name is Melson, will be proven to be Michael's dad.
Tonight's frequently awkward question from a Port Orchard viewer. I find the N-word to be quite offensive. I don't use it. But why does that word seem to be perfectly okay for African Americans to use within their own group?
Only Black people are allowed to say the N-word. Point blank.
I'm about to kill that nigga, never wish death. Only if I kill that nigga, if it's my last option left. Kill that nigga, should've kept your mouth tight. He's losing his life. Nigga locked up, I'm sending out kites. Kill that nigga, never wish death. Only if I kill that nigga.
After 72 people were shot in one weekend in the city of Chicago, that city's mayor is calling for everyone there to work together.
And Jenna, that violent weekend is also shining a spotlight on another issue. And it's an issue some don't talk about. Who is killing these black victims? Not whites, not the police, but other blacks.
People have gotten tired of hearing me talk about is abortion and black genocide. The number one killer of black people by far since 1973 has been abortion. It has killed more black people than all of the other causes of death combined. I don't stop talking about that. I haven't stopped talking about it for 2 decades. In fact, you know, my wife and I got so involved in this issue and so involved in the pro-life movement and so involved in the fact, you know, black women make up 12% of the population, but 36% of the abortions. Margaret Sanger's Negro Project, you know, Malthusian eugenics and a desire to eliminate the unwanted races, you know, and especially black people, that being carried on even today. Her recruiting of black churches and black pastors and black doctors in order to encourage black people to have abortions, and now that being common in our culture.
Cecile, thank you for the warm introduction, and thank you for the outstanding leadership that you've shown over the years. You just do a great, great job. I want to thank all of you for the remarkable work that you're doing day in, day out in providing quality health care to women all across America.
Religion is known to form the foundation of the black community, especially in the South, the Bible Belt, where church just isn't a place, it's a lifestyle. That's exactly how R.S. Cole grew up.
My aunt was a pastor, my grandmother was on the usher board, so they kept me in a Christian faith.
A recent study by Pew Research shows 8 in 10 African Americans self-identify as Christians, but now more and more younger African Americans say they're not affiliated with just one religion.
There was just so much more to me than what the box that I felt that they couldn't find me in.
That's when Cole opened the door to spiritual readings, meeting Boots Durango.
How you doing, baby?
A celebrity tarot card reader from Charlotte. New research shows black millennials are turning to more spiritual practices. We have Laura Orsini manages Infinity's End in Charlotte. That store sells spiritual reading products. She says she's noticed a recent shift in her customer base.
Definitely have a lot of African American cultures, and we've definitely seen over the last few years an influx.
What are you holding on to?
I sold my soul.
Yes. Let it come out. Let that come all the way out. Let's tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I sold my soul for what? How about a house, a car, a vacation? What did you sell your soul for?
I sold my soul to have a life that I wanted, that I never had.
Yeah. A material life. Yeah.
the first time in history, suicides in the Black community here in the U.S. is on the rise. And now mental health experts are trying to figure out why.